everyone. Welcome back to The Dish. So I have to read this because it completely shocked me. It says, according to the National Highway Traffic Administration, motor vehicle accidents happen every minute of the day, every day. That is, wow, that is just eye-opening to me. So what happens if we are in an accident, and what can we do to prevent them? Here to answer all of our questions is Mr. Sam Nicholson from Nicholson Revell Law Firm. Thank you so much for being here again.
Glad to be here. Appreciate you having me.
Listen, I enjoyed having your son on as well.
Well,
very intelligent. He's a partner there at the firm as
well. That's
well.
correct. That's correct.
Okay, so let's talk about this because that is so eye-opening to me. An accident every minute of the day, every day.
Well, it's a big country and there are a lot of cars out on the road.
That's right.
That's the main thing.
And also, a lot of distractions.
Yeah, right. And that includes probably trucking industries, and there are a lot of trucks on the road that cause collisions. But first thing you do, based upon the level of injury you have in a wreck, and hopefully it's not a bad injury, best thing to do is not to move the vehicle. Get out of the car, call the police, have the police come out and investigate the collision, determine who's at fault, and then once that's done, then you contact your insurance company about any property damage you may have. That's the first thing. Okay. And then if you're injured, then you go to, sometimes an ambulance will come out and take you to the emergency room if they feel like that's needed, or depending on what your symptoms are at the time of the collision. But then if an ambulance doesn't take you, then if you do feel bad, if you have in pain or having a neck ache or back ache or something that didn't develop until the next morning, then go to your doctor and get checked out. And
I think that's always important to know the process. If you are in an accident, people are already so nervous, and so you're shaken up, you know what I mean? And so if that does happen, it's always important to kind of go through this with somebody so that you're able to maybe remember, okay, I have to do this, and let me do this. I also heard that it's important that if you do get into an accident, that you don't say a word to the other person.
That's correct. That's correct.
Just in case, I mean, you don't, again, you're
your
nervous.
Your natural tendency to say, I'm sorry. It happened. Right.
And it could have been their fault.
That's correct. So that's why you don't really say anything. Normally you just get out of the car, people ask each other if they're okay, and then you just don't say anything else. And another reason you don't move the vehicle is because when the police come out to investigate, they want to see the location of the cars at the time of the collision, and that way they determine who was at fault in the collision or what caused the collision.
And so what happens when it is a serious injury or a serious car accident? When do lawyers get involved?
Well, usually they get involved when the person that's injured determines how they're going to pay the medical bills. Now, a lot of times people have health insurance that more likely than not will cover their bills, but if they're less owing bills, then they seek the services of a lawyer to determine how they're going to pay the bills. And if they're hurt seriously, then they're entitled to get more than just compensation for their medical bills or lost wages. They can also get pain and suffering. So that's when they get in touch with a lawyer, probably a few days after it happens.
Okay, and this is important to know as well, and you can visit their website, NicholsonRevell.com.
Correct.
And if you have any questions, you can get in contact with them. And really quickly, what is your advice for people that are on the road? What would you say, you know, to help them maybe prevent getting into an accident?
Well, main thing is to observe all the rules of the road. I mean, and not to drive at an excessive speed. That's one thing that causes a lot of injuries and collisions. But just to keep a proper lookout and be observant. That's right. And just drive safely.
And put down any distractions. Right?
Correct, yes.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Nicholson, for being here. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right, do not go anywhere. When we come back, Awareness with Anna. We'll be right back.